In this video, I want to talk to you quickly about MAPS. Now, MAPS is my own term, all right? So I don't expect other teachers to use it, but I'm calling it the markers of author's purpose, all right? So a MAP statement, and I'm seeing, and I knew this would happen. There are really two types of maps, aren't there? All right. There's a map. There are statements that the author says somewhere toward the beginning of his work, where he says, "Look, here's my point. Here's my thesis. Here's my observation. The big claim I'm trying to make, and here are the reasons I believe the claim is true." Now, in the rest of the paper, I'm going to explain my reasons. But my main thesis or my main point is this, and then my reasons for believing. Now, that speaks more towards the author's content, right? So, in fact, you know what that is that's the stuff of the abstract. So many times an academic journal will have an abstract, and that's the stuff of the abstract. So what you really are finding is just an abstract there in the paper. An abstract literally means that which has been drawn out, okay? And what an author is trying to do there is in all those pages, he's trying to pull out those main points and give them to you neatly in a paragraph or whatnot. So, there's going to be that sort of language of here's my main thesis, here's my general points, and my reasons for believing it's true. They might call them points or subpoints or whatever. Now, there's other language that tries to outline for you what the rest of the paper is going to look like. Now, this sort of language starts like this. In the following article, I will first begin by, then I will, examine this question. Third, I'll provide information based on this study to blah, blah, blah. Fourth, I'm going to, and what you're really getting is you're sort of getting like a schematic or an overview of the actual paper that follows in terms of sections, okay? Now, I'm considering that more to be a map. Both are important. And I kind of like the idea that, maybe maps should be extended to markers of authors' point or something. I don't know. Because I do like that idea. The heart, this is what I'm trying to say, the heart of this whole thing about maps is this. Can you begin to recognize in a 30-page article the 2 pages that actually have the main idea, the supporting points? Okay? Because when you have the abstract, obviously it's there, but sometimes you're not going to get the abstract. So do you know where to look in an article to hit those major claims quickly? Because when you have a stack of 20 or 30 articles to go through and you have 2 nights to do them, you better not be reading every page, right? So do you know how to find the right pages to read? Do you know what to skip? And sometimes it could be the right paragraph, and that's all you need. Now, you have to be careful here, right? Because you might miss something important, but really, if you find a paragraph that tells you the main idea and the supporting points, boom, that's what you need, and you got to be able to find that, okay? So when you look for language that signals, hey, here's my main point, here's what I'm going to prove, here's what I'm going to do next, you got to look at that, because you can get a skeleton of the artifact very quickly, or the article very quickly, and at that point, if you're pressed for time, the skeleton might do, okay? And it definitely will do if you have a stack of a big old stack of research and you're trying to wheedle out the stuff that is not going to be germane to your topic, it's not going to pertain, it's not going to help you. Well, if you can find those maps really quickly, you get in a nutshell what the author's trying to do, and then you can realize, this is not what I need, or this is what I need. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to say, hey, in an academic article, whether it's 20 pages or 300 in the sense it's an academic book, the author, if he or she is writing in the academic mode, is going to have places in that text where he'll tell you, hey, here's my point. I'm not going to hide it from you. Here's my point, and here's my reasons in a nutshell. Now, the rest of the stuff is the nutshell expanded. But here's the nutshell. If you can find the nutshell, all right, then that's one way of speed reading through this material. And maps was my attempt to get you aware of the existence of nutshells in here. And so, hopefully you're becoming aware of that. I'm just saying, if you got if you got a lower grade, or somehow you didn't get a full grade, all the points that possible for, say, the maps assignment, it's probably that you picked statements that are really speaking more towards specific points the author was making, or just it wasn't really the larger statements of direction, or I think in terms of a verbal map. It wasn't a statement that led you into the right places. In fact, it was probably that you picked statements of detail as opposed to general claims, and you want to look for the general claims first, so that you get an overview or a general picture of what this person is trying to prove, to determine whether or not you're going to continue reading that thing, or if you are you going to read half or a third of it, or what. So that's what I'm trying to do with the maps assignment.